We're back here with just 1:33 left on the clock. Incomplete passes. Cloud was under a heavy rush, hit by Justin Bozeman. It's going to bring up second down. Second down, Cloud. Needing some tremendous plays here with only 1:32 left on the clock, trailing by 11. He needs a couple of big plays. And I would assume that he's going to look to Lamb to get one of those big plays back.
And they're going to have to have an onside kick. There's a lot of things got to happen for Gloucester Catholic to tie this football game.
Out again under a rush.
Incomplete. They're going to throw it 2 more times. You know that. And again, the Delsea defense, again, since the second half, that's 10 passes, 2 for 10 in the second half, 8 for 10 in the first half, and that's been the big difference. The running game and the tenacious running game, I should say, of Delsea against the basically no show-up offense of Gloucester Catholic with the passing game in the second half.
Delsea's been able to shut them down in the second half, making some great adjustments, especially on Lamb. So now 3rd and 10 with 1:28 remaining. Gloucester Catholic has the football at their own 32. Cloud's going to roll out to the right. He has, looks like Boyer at the sideline.
They're going to keep the clock running. They say he didn't get out of bounds.
Now with 1:17, 16 counting down. Gloucester Catholic trying to hurry up and got to pick up a first down here, more importantly than anything. With 4th down, looks like about 3. Cloud directing Gaydos and Doherty. They're going to use the timeout. Now with 1:02 left on the clock, a 4th and a long 2, trailing by 11. Gloucester Catholic, again, as you said, even if they do score the touchdown, they're going to have to get the onside kick, and then somebody's going to have to come out and maybe try a long field goal or go for
and
the.
And they just they don't have that foot. At least we haven't seen it so far in 4 games from Gloucester Catholic. So right now it is 25-14, as you mentioned, and it's an almost impossible task to happen. But I've seen stranger things happen, and I'm sure so have you. But the way the game has gone so far, we just don't see that happening. And again, we're not going to speculate on anything, but just let the game play out itself. But this is an uphill battle for Gloucester Catholic to try to even score, let alone score twice in 1:02.
So more importantly, they have to get the first down here. Ball thrown high. Delsea will take over. And Cloud's pass to Lamb, incomplete.
It's going to be a couple of knees now.
Couple of knees, and the Crusaders will go on to improve to 4-1 on the year.
That leaves 4 teams with 1 loss, right? That's Clearview, Kingsway, Delsea, Gloucester Catholic, all in that division with 1 loss.
All with one loss.
Because Clearview only has 3 wins, and so does Kingsway, and we'll see what happens.
Gloucester Catholic going to fall to 4-1. So there's going to be some interesting matchups come the next few weeks in the Tri-County Royal Division. It'll be bottled up. Delsea's going to take a knee here. Cargman take the snap and simply go down to a knee with 56 seconds. Time's just going to expire on the Gloucester Catholic Rams. Sal Marchese came into this game and gave an outstanding game plan and adjusted in the second half. They wanted to stop Bill Boyer. They were able to do that, stop the running game of Gloucester Catholic. Then they took Lamb out of the game in the second half. The Crusader game plan has worked. I'm sure Gloucester Catholic again will come back, refocus, shuffle the deck a little bit, and come back out. This is a good, talented team. They know how to win big games. Cargman takes a knee. That's going to do it with only 14 seconds remaining. The Delsea Crusaders are going to celebrate. It's going to be Sal Marchese's 44th victory, and it's a big one against Gloucester Catholic. A battle of 2 contenders in the Tri-County Royal Division. It's both teams shake hands after a huge battle. Emotions very high on both sidelines prior to the game. but an outstanding football game. A couple of big runs by Delsea, a couple of big pass plays early on in the first half by Gloucester Catholic, but Delsea was able to run the football. We'll wrap this game up when we come back after these messages. Welcome back to Comcast coverage of high school football. Comcast Channel 43, where we saw Delsea defeat Gloucester Catholic by a score of 25-14. Rick Gaydos is on the field with the player of the game and the winning coach.
Hi, this is Rick Gaydos. We're here with Coach Sal Marchese of Delsea Crusaders and his outstanding running back, Assad Hafiz, and then just doing a great job tonight. Over 150 yards. Coach, you shut down this air game of Gloucester Catholic of Lamb, who did have some nice catches, but it seemed that Boyer got nowhere against your team, and that seemed to be your game plan from the very beginning.
Well, that's what we try to do defensively. They have a very explosive offense. You're not going to stop, the running game and the passing game. And I think the first thing you have to do is stop Boyer and stop the running game. So we concentrated on stopping the running game, and we figured if we stopped the running game, then we could pressure him, in the second half, and that's what happened.
This guy was a bit injured early in the season. Seems to have all of his strength back now.
Yeah, Assad's been doing a great job for us all year long. He's a tough runner, and he has good vision. He's a very explosive kid, and the thing is he works real hard. That's the main thing.
Assad, they had you bottled up in the beginning of the game, and then you broke loose with the big one, and that seemed to open things up. And then you had some help in the backfield from Eli, and also Rupert did some nice jobs. And between the three of you, you really opened up that ground game.
Yeah, I just think that I worked hard this off season. I think I worked hard, and I think it was all put on this field. We worked hard this week. We worked hard during the week in practice, and I think we just all let it out on the field. We got backs that could back me up. I blocked, they blocked, my line blocked great, and I think we just had a great offensive and defensive game.
Coach, I heard you say earlier that at halftime he mentioned to some of the other players that absolutely where the holes were going to be in that second half for the players to run through.
Yeah, I was just commenting to some of the reporters that Assad's an unselfish running back, and he doesn't care if he gets the ball. And if he doesn't get the ball, then he's going to block. And he was telling our running backs at halftime, this is where it's going to be. I'm going to block the guy like this, and you run here, keep your heads up. And he's always doing that. He's always encouraging the other running backs, encouraging an offensive line.
Not to give your game plan away, but how far would you attempt a field goal with Bolin kicking? He can boot them pretty far.
Bolin was hitting over 50-yarders in practice this week. And I think he hit like a 51-yarder in practice. He's already hit a 43-yarder with plenty to spare this year. So, it's just that type of game. I think the game dictates it, when we're going to kick it and when we're not. We probably should have kicked the first one down there when we got down there, but I figured if we scored another touchdown, it was really going to be tough for him. So, he's an outstanding kicker, and when he's called upon, he usually makes them.
Okay, this leaves 4 teams now with 1 loss in that division. It's a shootout. To see what can happen from here.
Yeah, we just got to take care of our own business, I think Kingsway's undefeated right now in the league, and what we have to do is take one game at a time. We can't look past anybody, and we got to take care of our business, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay, Delsea wins 25-14, a big win. They knock off undefeated Gloucester Catholic. They're now 4-1, as is Gloucester Catholic. Rick Gaydos, we're going to send it back upstairs to Shawn.
And that's going to wrap it up for Gloucester Catholic and Delsea. Delsea with a big win, the score 25-14. Don't forget, next week we're going to have another Tri-County Conference Royal Division battle between Deptford and that Kingsway team. For Shawn, Leary, and Rick Gaydos, thanks for watching Comcast Channel 43's coverage of high school football.